your ones, your 50s, put your hundreds to your shoes. And to my fans, you know I love you. Kumbe, 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 kwa Yesu nina tumekuja kupate, tumekuja kupare kwa Yesu. Ulizia upambiwe, mambo za shetani yakudaiwe. Nasikia kuzitoka, nasikia kuzitoka. Baba nichukue, nifunze, nataka kusoma. Kwa shule yako, kwa shule yako. Nichukue, nifunze, nataka kusoma. Kwa shule yako, kwa shule yako. Basi cheza de, dance de, ukiweka de kama Daude. Tunalala amka, lala amka, Yesu anapepea. Tunalala amka, lala amka, sidi kutumbea. Don't you see the way I get down?
No man, mother.
When I'm singing to my God.
On Game On this Saturday.
Gorboyo took the lead in the game here.
This and much more on Game On, starting at 2 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
Coming up on Turning Point International.
I was very mad and very angry, and I was very alone. I felt like the only person I had was myself. And at times I even felt like God wasn't there. The next morning I woke up and I just said, thank you, God, for saving me. I will never do this again.
With a glimmer of hope, Derman stopped using painkillers as promised and even enrolled in college. But he still needed alcohol to cope with the anger and bitterness that he desperately wanted to be free of.
I wanted to change more than anything in the world.
In Huruma area, we meet Samson Waithaka resting in one corner of his room. This is not a normal rest because he has been in this same position for quite some time now.
Ile shida kubwa ni hapa kwa mgongo, hapa kwa kiuno, hapa mbele.
Team bagged 21 medals in total, 9 gold, 6 silver, 6 bronze, emerging both position 2 in Parabadminton International, which had 13 countries, and in Africa Parabadminton Championship with 5 countries.
Niwachie ngunia moja nitakuletea pesa jioni.
Wewe washa, cash only.
Sasa nitafanya nini?
Umejaribu Megadola wewe?
Wewe umejaribu kashinda. Nani atagoja hadi wiki nzima draw ifanywe?
Mama Mega. Draw Megadola lottery inatangazwa after every 4 minutes. Kitu unahitajika kufanya, uchague tu namba zako.
4 minutes are enough to win big with Megadola. Just go to Lipa na M-Pesa, select pay bill, enter business number 29588, enter account name KBC. Deposit 10 shillings or more, enter your PIN and press OK, then choose 10 numbers from 1 to 80 and send to 29588, and you can win up to 30 million shillings every 4 minutes. Deposit, play and win with Megadola. Big game for big winners.
Wachango maitambaye zovine kide mwanagwe usimama dede. Susumila hapa.
Mimi naitwa James Gogosimo.
Ali B baby.
Gogosimo band. Sisi ndio tutawakilisha Jumamosi hii tarehe 12 jamani. Bango Sound, Susumila, Ali B, Gogosimo bwana Noah hapa kwa mdomo wa bata.
Umekuja
kocha ucheke.
Tarehe 12 mwezi huu wa 5 ndani ya Carnival usiku mkubwa yani Coast Night.
Raundi hii hatutaki utani.
Mambo kipwani pwani, fika mwenyewe usingojee kuhadithiwa.
Aina mbalimbali zimepitia mazingira mamilioni ya miaka iliyopita na kutenda matendo ya kipekee kwenye mbio, nguvu na neema. Inahakikisha kuwa wanaweza kujiinua baada ya kuanguka. Je, mazingira yatabadilika? Nini kitatendeka? Watapitisha kwa muda ufaao? Ufanisi wao utatingishwa?
universities and institutions of higher learning should begin to produce products that talk to our vision as an African continent, rather than continue to churn out graduates premised on Western or Eastern education trust. It is necessary that, again, our industry and commerce talk to our institutions so that the curriculum produce products which relate and is able to talk to our own industries.
Kumbe, 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 kwa Yesu nina hai. Tumekuja kupate, tumekuja kupare kwa Yesu. Ulizia uambiwe, mambo za shetani yakudaiwe. Nasikia kuzitoka. Baba nichukue, nifunze, nataka kusoma. Kwa shule yako, kwa shule yako. Nichukue, nifunze, nataka kusoma. Kwa shule yako, kwa shule yako. Basi cheza de, dance de, ukiweka de kama Daudi. Tunalala amka, lala amka, Yesu anapepea. Tunalala amka, lala amka, siji kutumbea.
Don't you see the way I get down, oh? No, man. Mother. When I'm singing praise to my God, oh.
A romantic telenovela about two women and a man. The story about a woman, Elena.
Elena will be the one in charge.
A young, beautiful woman, a ghost.
Our family has inherited a curse. Everyone dies tragically. You've seen it for yourself.
And a version of her.
I am your wife, and I demand respect.
I am in love with Elena, and I will do anything so that I do not lose her. Are we clear?
Then enters Eduardo the Hunk. Of a love triangle coupled with a mythological family embroiled in secrecy. Untold makes the castle a home, spinning in a wave of mystery and a chance until we discover the secrecy behind Elena's ghost.
So your husband gets me pregnant, and then you get to keep my husband, of course.
Be thankful that I didn't turn you into the police for blackmail and abuse.
I'm tired of pretending. I'm always pretending. I don't want to be Leonardo anymore.
It's not in your interest to have me as an enemy.
And has your daughter told you who was the father of the child she was carrying?
Leonardo, have you seen Ignacia?
Gonzalo's attractive and I want to have him. So I just want to know if you will be my rival.
You have no idea who you're dealing with, Nivaldo Gonzalez.
Leonardo has been disabled since birth.
Let's see if that's true!
You have just destroyed your family forever.
Is it true that you're cheating on my dad with the neighbor?
You have uncovered my secret. So now you'll have to die.
I'll give you everything you need and more.
If I hit it one time, I'm a piper. If I hit it 2 times, then I like her.
Pretty girl, tell me what you want. Call me, call me, call me, call me.
Hey, Casapunyo, do your bless me, make grow Casapunyo. Do your bless like I move from Casapuni. And your blessing I need. You need them, bus, 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 bus.
They are witty.
Yeah. Unajua akikuja unasikia.
They are gritty.
You taught me
Hujui hata nini umesema, si ndio?
They are funny to the bone and will tickle you down with laughter every weekend on KBC Channel 1. From the stage of stand-up comedy to the courtroom of intricacies starring the best of Kenyan comedians. Join us for a weekend of laughter galore.
got to check what is it that is beyond the headlines.
Sijui kusoma, sijui kuandika email, sijui nini. And what do you want me to talk?
Of course, that is a program that delves and dissects issues of national importance beyond the normal headlines that you know.
This is a conversation between you and us on matters concerning you.
Hapa ni raha tu.
Hivi nikikuachia ujue nimemchoka.
Tunajishebedua. Tufanye kwa raha zetu.
Well, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, this is Channel 1 Weekend. Time to bring you up to speed on the latest happenings within the country as well as beyond our borders. So much lined up for you. Kindly do interact with us on our social media platforms. We are online as well as on air. Online, get us on Twitter at KBC Channel 1. You can also tweet me directly at Rose_Gakwo. While you can also send us a short message on 22162. It's right on your screens. Kindly do text us, beginning with where you are viewing us from. Well, on Facebook, it's KBC Channel 1. And of course, being a Friday, that means we have a weekly segment, Stargate. And of course, tonight, right in your living rooms or wherever you're watching us from, we bring you a taste of African music, a theme of African drum beats, dance and everything. All this right after the day's highlights. Search for missing persons continue as death toll in Solai Dam tragedy hits 45. You have no reason to fear. Government assures overthreat posed by Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Supreme Court declines to make a determination in a maintenance case. And joy engulfs Irori village in Mavera constituency after poverty-stricken blind couple acquires a new home. Welcome. This is Channel 1 Weekend. I am Rose Gakwo, and our sign language interpreter is Steve Dunde. Let's begin. Director of Public Prosecutions, Nurdin Haji, has directed Inspector General of Police, Joseph Boynet, to launch investigations into the Solai Dam tragedy amid mounting questions over the incident. The development coming as the government moved to drain water from one of the dams in the areas in the wake of claims that it was about to break its banks. It has been a painstaking exercise for rescue teams as they sift through the debris left behind by the tragedy that has left at least 45 people dead, a further 41 unaccounted for, and 115 households displaced. And to avert further tragedy, the government has since overseen creation of water outlets on a nearby dam constructed in the Patel farm as its banks continue to swell. This even as the Director of Public Prosecutions, Nurdin Haji, ordered a probe into the Patel Dam tragedy with a view of bringing those culpable to book. A report of the findings to be conducted by the police service is expected to be availed within 2 weeks.
It's unacceptable that we could have such a tragedy. We have already lost 44 and I think even more. And if it is attributed towards poor workmanship, or if the individuals lack the requisite licenses and permissions to have put such dams, then we'll take them to book, no matter who the individuals are.
And amid questions over what could have happened, former Kajiado Senator Peter Musitet has called on the government to engage experts in investigating the Solai Dam tragedy.
Get the professionals, then let the professionals advise, and then the IG or the DPP can act on the report from the professionals.
Meanwhile, Kenya Red Cross Society Secretary General Dr. Bas Guled is appealing for 500 million shillings to provide emergency assistance to thousands of Kenyans displaced by floods in 32 out of 47 counties in the country.
It is through your support too that we are able to do what we do with the community. And we don't take your support for granted, we take it seriously and we appreciate it.
The calls coming amid a warning by the Meteorological Department indicating sustained rains in most parts of the country over the next 5 days. Heavy rains are predicted in Lake Victoria Basin, Rift Valley, Central and South Rift, as well as Nairobi and the coast region. And on a related story, still on the Solai update, pain and anguish characterized the scene of Wednesday's night tragedy as victims and families come to terms with devastating episode. The horrific incident that saw waters from the Patel Dam sweep through an entire village left at least 45 people dead. Eric Bigon camped there today and has filed this report.
Almost everyone you meet in Solai area is in anguish. Their faces bear a true reflection of the agony they have endured. They look helpless and lost. The tragedy that visited them was of unparalleled proportion.
Hii demu ilipobomoka, nilikuwa hapa usiku, niliokoa maisha yangu kwa kukaa hizi madarasa, na maji yalikuwa mengi. Kiasi tu ni Mungu ambaye alituokoa na akaniokoa, maana niliishi shule peke yangu.
Majority of the victims of this tragedy lived here. Their homes stood here. But millions of liters of waters from the dam came tumbling down, flattening them, leaving desolation in their wake. They despair as they recount the disaster that struck them.
Ambayo imeniadhiri ni ya kwamba most of hao watu wengine ni relatives. Kuna watu najua tumesoma na wao, shule iko hapa chini, wazazi wao na waelewa vizuri sana. So kila mkaji wa Solai anasikia ameguzwa kwa sababu ya kupoteza watu unajua, mtu mumesoma na yeye. Yeah, it's painful anyway.
Classrooms have been swept away. The dispensary was not spared either. Petrol station is gone. The shopping center paralyzed. Villages in ruins.
Na tumeenda hasara kubwa kwa sababu kuna watoto wetu wa shule tumepoteza, na jamii nyingi zimeenda hasara, na vitu vyetu vingi kama vile unavyoona zimejipanga huku yote.
This car, for instance, we are told, belonged to a family of 4 who are no more. They were swept by the raging waters just as they alighted after arrival at home.
Hata mwenye alikuwa hapa mzee mimi namjua. Hata kuna ndugu hapa alikuwa nyumba hapa. Yeye kwanza amefiwa. Watoto wake 3 wote, yeye ana mtoto, yeye amesimama tu hivi. Hata bibi yake aliokolewa tulimuokoa pale.
These huge rocks rolled down by the fast running waters caused devastation. Just like a good number of our neighbors, Jane Wamboi Kibe was preparing her supper when the raging waters stormed into her house. Luckily, she and 3 of her grandchildren survived.
Watoto wengine wangu siwaoni. Mimi nikaanza kusikia roho inachafuka. Nikasema ama kuna wengine walipelekwa ama kuliedaji, sasa watoto siwaoni wote. Mimi nikabeba mtoto mdogo nilikuwa naye mchana wangu. Nikarudi naye.
But she later discovered that her daughter was no more.
Msichana wangu alikuwa hapa energy hapa. Hawa ndio walikuwa mwisho wa barabara. Kumbe sasa ninawafikiria, kumbe wamebebwa na maji. Amebeba mtoto wa mwisho na 5 alikuwa na watoto 6. Mimi nikamtafuta usiku hiyo sikumuona. Asubuhi yake nikaamka sikumuona. Kufika kitu saa 3 ndio mtoto wa kijana wangu akanipigia. Akaniambia shosho, waacha kutafuta mtoto, waacha kutafuta changazi. Ako hapa ametolewa kwa kahawa. Na amebeba mtoto mwingine kwa mgongo, huyo mdogo.
Our current state depicts that of Simon Kariuki who lost his daughter.
Nikaona mwingine imetendeka na siku expect.
Nilifika nilipata mpango kwa sana, ebo tukua kidogo tushatanana. Nilipata salama, kashida tu kidogo, nilipata tu kidogo tu ya mtoto wangu.
Many others met a similar fate, but there are those who survived to tell the story. Those who survived this horror are putting up in this camp. They are dependent on well-wishers. They are now hoping that thereafter they can rebuild their lives. Eric Biegon, Solai, Nakuru.
And of course, we wish the families of all those affected well. Let's proceed. Health Cabinet Secretary Cicely Kariuki has moved to assure members of the public that the country is safe following an outbreak of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kariuki, who was accompanied by her tourism counterpart Najib Balala at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport prior to the monitoring efficacy of the new surveillance mechanism, say the government has put in place precautionary measures to respond promptly and effectively to any eventuality.
Kenya has been on high alert since Ebola outbreak was reported in the remote village of Bikoro, northwest of Democratic Republic of Congo.
Very much. Thank you.
And today, Health Cabinet Secretary Cicely Kariuki to assure the nation that there was no cause for alarm.
The government, through the Ministry of Health and that of the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, wishes to assure Kenyans and all travelers to Kenya that there is no Ebola case reported in this country. That adequate measures have been put in place to ensure that such a virus will not be introduced or imported into the country.
Kariuki says enhanced screening at all border points and airports has been effected with a standby medical team put in place at JKIA and at Kenyatta National Hospital in case of any eventuality.
We have deployed 100 of them here. That is not normally your usual number, but we do that now so that one, the process which you have worked with us can be efficient and can be seamless, like my colleague Najib says. Number two, in a situation such as this, also the issue of coming and filling in the health data that you have seen, the forms which are being displayed there, is not your usual kind of occurrence, but whenever we are on high alert, then we require to take the vitals of the travelers coming into the country.
Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala saying the government was not considering cancelling flights from the DRC, though all tourists will be subjected to thorough but friendly screening.
We want to assure our visitors as well that we will be doing screening to most of the visitors, particularly from the targeted area, West Africa, but we will also sensitive that we will be as friendly, as gentle, and as well as warm.
And even as the CS was assuring the nation that all was well at the Busia border point, medical personnel left nothing to chance. Public Health Officer in charge, Evelyn Walera, says some 12 Congolese nationals have since entered the country, but not before they were thoroughly screened and certified safe.
There isn't Ebola in play. We're taking precaution that no case entered this country. That's why we're taking the temperatures. We are also protected.
One person has been confirmed dead and 11 others, including 3 medics, confirmed as having been infected in Democratic Republic of Congo since the new outbreak of Ebola virus was reported.
The push for a constitutional review gathers momentum amid calls by Amani National Congress leader Musalia Mudavadi for an all-inclusive approach in the reform agenda. Mudavadi, supporting amendments, insists they should be anchored on the Boma's draft that proposed a 3-tier government. At the same time, he is demanding far-reaching reforms in the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission before the country goes to a referendum. Achola Simon reports.
The Amani National Congress leader Musalia Mudavadi was in Kisumu on a Meet the People tour before attending his party's national convention. The ANC leader would clean his shoes in the busy CBD before visiting the residents. Mudavadi threw his weight behind the reform agenda, calling for an all-inclusive approach.
So, if you are to ask me, are we for constitutional amendments? The answer is yes. If you are to ask me, are we for a referendum? We say yes. What is important is that the question must eventually be crafted or framed and then put to the Kenyan people. Right now, there is no question that is before the Kenyan people. The desire and the proposals for constitutional change are there, but the clauses specifically as defined in a bill have not yet been made available to Kenyans.
Mudavadi wants the reforms to be anchored on the Bomas draft that had proposed a three-tier government.
That we as ANC stand for an all-inclusive process of national dialogue that will then lead to a constitutional amendment or various constitutional amendments, and we've highlighted some of the areas that need to be looked at, and we have said that we don't need to go far, we need to just go back to the Bomas draft as a foundation for this national dialogue to take place, and then we can move forward.
He would also call for changes in the electoral body. He then attended his party's national convention that discussed the finer details of proposed merger with Ford Kenya.
It was a hospitality gesture of a kind by Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua after he built a new home for a poverty-stricken blind couple from Nyeri County. Mutua was in Madeira constituency to present the two-bedroom house to the family of 15 in a move that has won him accolades.
It was joy as Iruri village in Madeira constituency when Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua came knocking to hand over a house he built for a poverty-stricken blind couple. As the rains continue pounding many parts of the country, leaving a trail of destruction, 65-year-old Christopher Maina and his 62-year-old Jacinta Gadhigia can now sleep easy following the development. The couple and their 13 children aged between 20 and 40 years have been living as squatters on a makeshift house before Governor Mutua stepped in by constructing them a fully furnished two-bedroom house valued at over 2 million shillings.
Nilipomuuliza Lilian tukasema tutamjengea nyumba na tutaweza kumsaidia aishi vizuri. Miaka ambayo Mwenyezi Mungu amempatia aendelee kuishi katika ulimwengu huu, asiishi nyumba ambayo ananyeshewa.
Lady Luck came knocking at the door of Mzee Mushoki when Mutua was on a campaign trail for his Maendeleo Chap-Chap candidate for the Ruguru Ward by-election that concluded 2 weeks ago.
Hakuna haja wachache kuwa hapa na mali na wengine kuwa hapa wametapakaa na umaskini wa mwisho. Sisi wote tuliumbwa na Mwenyezi Mungu. Lazima tuwe na sera za kuweza kunua watu na tuinuke pamoja.
The house was constructed in 10 days using the latest technology that is more efficient and cost-effective, according to players in the construction industry.
Well, and that story brings us to a very fast break right here on Channel 1 Weekend. Remember, being a Friday, we have that weekly segment, Stargate. And tonight, we told you, it's an African-themed segment, bringing right to where you're watching us from your living rooms, in your office space, probably even a restaurant. African beats, rhythm, song and dance. I don't know who comes to mind when I mention these things, but it's actually a group of people. Do stand by for that.
continue pounding many parts of
The Easy Banking app is your bank anywhere, anytime. Everything you do at the bank is on Easy Banking app. You can use the app to send money, pay bills, buy and pay for goods and services, access easy loans, check the status of your account, save for future goals, and so much more. And now you can enjoy an even better banking experience with the just updated Easy Banking app. Loaded with a great suite of powerful features, so you're always in control of your banking lifestyle wherever you are. Download the Easy Banking app from Google Play Store or App Store and link your Equity Bank account. If you do not have an Equity Bank account, open one hapo from the app. Easy Banking. Experience convenience in life.
Je, waweza fanya nini kwa dakika 4? Na mega dola. Unaweza piga chef? Na mega dola. Kila kitu ni mega. Waweza pika ugali? Na mega dola. Pesa hapa ni mega. Na mega. Labda waweza fua nguo? Ni mega. Na mega dola. Ama unaweza tengeneza milioni 30. 4 minutes are enough to win big with Mega Dollar. Just go to Lipa na M-Pesa, select Pay Bill, enter business number 29548, enter account name KBC, deposit 10 shillings or more, enter your PIN and press OK, then choose 10 numbers from 1 to 80 and send to 29588. And you can win up to 30 million shillings every 4 minutes. Deposit, play, and win with Mega Dollar. Big game for big winners.
Pango mzima Wanjoma Dongo Mirwa Koreko Bunda, ile show kubwa East Africa.
Top Mashariki, just ring the alarm. Me say ring it like so.
Top Mashariki.
Uzi wangu ibeigai au pati kiutani, uzi wangu nyumbani ananipa burudani.
Nini amekosa?
Anasema ati jina yangu professor is in.
Wewe chukua Bible hapo wape, ama sivyo tukuweke ndani hapa.
Nipatie.
So they send another
reinforcement.
Reinforce. Lituma. Na nini nafanya nini kwa force?
Hiyo ni kizungu. Wewe.
Hadi khayo tu.
Akasmaka.
Akhamaka kabla khatika lama msitu khaya.
Wewe.
Tunaongea haya nyumbani.
You can give me the gun or give me back the money, and I'm really hoping for the money.
Give me the key!
Come on, hurry up! Okay. Get out! No, please, don't look at me.
Sooner or later, you gotta find out what it is really like to be black.
I told you he doesn't drink.
Me and my wife are just coming home from an award show. Fix the lock. You come here, see how fixed it is. I am not yelling, I'm upset.
Then take the gun.
Not fix my lock, I want his name.
Papa.
Threatening gestures. Threatening gestures? You want to see a threatening gesture? I got a threatening gesture for you.
I know this man. Nobody else here yet, and that's gasoline there. We need to get you out of here right away.
Species have adapted to their environment through millions of years, form exceptional feats of speed, power, agility, and grace. It ensures that they can pick themselves up after a fall. What happens when the environment is changed? Will they adopt in time? Will their performance be shaken?
Susumila hapa.
Mimi naitwa James Gogo Simo.
Ali B baby.
Gogo Simo Band. Sisi ndio tutawakilisha Jumamosi hii tarehe 12 jamani. Bango Sound, Susumila, Ali B, Gogo Simo, bwana Noah hapa kwa mdomo wa bata. Tumekuja kocha ucheke.
Tarehe 12 mwezi huu wa 5 ndani ya Carnival usiku mkubwa, yani Coast Night.
Raundi hii hatutaki utani.
Mambo kipwani pwani, fika mwenyewe usingoje hadithiwa.
O Holy One, God of victory, burden bearer, the lifter of my head, I lift you high, I exalt you, I adore you. Merciful God, wonderful God, loving God, I praise you, I love you, I adore you. I worship you. Every day I will praise you. Every day I will adore you. Because you are
All right there, I'm already nodding because we're all excited in here. You'll understand why in a moment. We're literally a full house and there's so much positive energy. So let's get right into it. I don't know, most of you probably have not met them. And we're going to start right at introductions. There you go.
Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm Daniel, native from Ghana. I used to be part of Afrizo, headed by Helen, and also the vice president of African Gospel Artists in the US.
Wow, amazing. Tina.
My name is Helen Olivia Kothomolo Nyanyakach, Makinde na Wali. Anyway, I'm the president of Luo Gospel Musicians within Kenya and outside. No, anyway, I work for Daystar University. You all know Daystar University, and that's probably why I'm here, because I teach music there. These two were under my ministry, Afrizo, and that's how come we're here. Currently, they've come here for a conference in Kasarani. Maybe you'll find out more about it in the show.
Well, so far, I hope you all understand why we're all excited. You can feel the energy already because I can. Let's go right ahead.
My name is Grace Faraja Kundabantu, originally from Congo, DRC, but currently living in the United States, and I am also on Afrizo and under Helen Tawali leadership. And now in the US, I'm the president and founder of the African Gospel Artists.
Amazing.
My name is Bismarck Ni Aimingel, and I'm from Ghana, and I'm a minister of the gospel. I sing, and I fellowship with City of Christ worldwide in Ghana.
All right.
Yeah.
So generally here, we are joined by people who are talented in terms of performance, in terms of music. And of course, just to speak to all of you, how strong do you think this medium, music, is in delivering a message to the audience, to you now?
Music is actually a powerful tool, because in music you can send a strong message. You can actually communicate information. If you watch carefully, quite a lot of the youth and people actually listen to lots of music. And the kind of music you listen to can even determine the kind of life you live. So it's not just anything that we just do music, but it's about the fact that people have an understanding of the content of the music and even the kind of music that is coming out. So I believe strongly the power of music goes very far. And what music can do, it's amazing. Very much amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
Helen, again, I mean, you are known by so many people as a talent search coach, as a voice coach, and of course you've nurtured so many, I mean, even going by Set Tonight. Some are coming from Afrizo, which we'll be talking about later.
Sure.
How did you, build this belief in the young people?
Probably it's because my mother was a principal. She still is, by the way. She has a school right by our home. And so I could see her mentor kids. I could see people come back to her and buy her gifts. Like, oh my, you did this to us. You did, now I am a professor. You know what? A package. Unga, unga, nyama, whatever. I say, I'm watching you. Me too. Same thing, you know. So apparently, I didn't even know that I would be a teacher. Apparently, when I was at Daystar, I met my mentor. Her name is Dr. Roberta King. She mentored me great. And so when I was teaching there, I realized that there are many people who wanted to listen to me. So as I teach music, they come listen to me. And some of those who I could teach, oh, Imba, do, they say, no, it's higher. Yeah,
right there. Huh?
So that's how how I was able to connect with them, and I found something, a need that was supposed to be addressed, and that's how come I became a teacher, eventually became a mentor. And hey, don't ask me about the mentorship because it's not easy.
It's not easy.
But I thank God for that, being able to do that. Yeah.
All right. You know, Helen just talked about something right here. You know, the pictures. And I don't even want to try because I mean, it's not but I just want to understand. Can everybody sing? And probably for those who are slow in realizing their talent.
I think everybody can sing, and I know that for a fact, singing is a calling, and it's a talent. But if you have mentors like Helen, she can really make you sing. And you can realize that, oh, I had a calling, or I had a talent, but I didn't know about it. But it's because of a mentorship that you can follow through the mentorship and become a singer. And for others, they can try many times, they cannot, but it's possible. Yeah.
All right. Now, maybe, again, at the same time, there's been a lot of popularity, you know, on West, you know, music from the West and the like. And there's been so little belief in African music, you know, for a very long time. How much can we do to ensure that, you know, African music is on the top charts as the rest?
Wow, that's a good question. African music is a very powerful music. I mean, our readings, our lyrics, and the way we put it together. I mean, there is a lot of things we do when it comes to music. Depending on the rhythm, depending on the timing, depending on the, how do you call it, the composure, how you put it together. And I think African music is very great, and then we are doing a great job. We have a lot of varieties when it comes to our music. There is reggae, there is high life, there is blah, 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 a lot of stuff. So I think we have a nice music which we can take it to the top by putting things together very well and also believing in ourselves.
Right, and maybe how do
just
you...
before that, conversations right now, I see what kind of a life, yeah? What are we doing today about Africa, the African? So we're actually trying to put the African in the limelight. And Kenya is right away doing well. We used to be worried about ourselves, you say, and you can even hear Eric Omondi or Churchill live saying, hey, ukisikia wimbo wakitoka hapa Africa, unatoka namna gani, you know, etc. But today, we have mentors, we have training institutions where people are encouraged. We have talent shows. What's happening on KTN? What's happening on Citizen? What's happening on KBC? You know, even this forum already is already telling us that we're trying to look for ways to bring up the African and our music and our content and our style. I want to one day look at YouTube, go there, and when I press, I hear, or I hear, hey, done professional.
You know, professionally.
I cried just the other day when I saw an American church. And what they were saying was, Wahamba, they sang it exactly the way they sang it. And I'm like, looking at this Muzungu singing, Wahamba Nati, Tamaya. You know, they even learn the language. Because in this music, it's a language, and people learn the language. So if I see a Muzungu singing Kidaluo up, I will say, yes, capital letters, you know, that's it.
All right, you know, selling all the culture out there to the rest of the world. And of course, we're a little bit pressed for time. I wish we'd have much more time. But there's one thing I dare not try to do to the audience. I know everybody is eager to hear a performance of something. I know you guys remember that. So go ahead.
You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, oh Lord. You are worthy to be praised. What do you say? You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised. When Alpha, na Omega. Omega, twakuabudu Bwana, wastahili sifa. You are Alpha, you are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised. She likes to go.
Wow.
Nimdomo, by the way.
Yeah, the whole time I'm like, okay. I really thank my cameraman. I mean, that was a great job, just to show people it was actually the one.
This time people call me the trumpet woman.
That's really amazing.
Thank you.
Just even as we wrap up, because you're holding the mic, maybe just one final word of encouragement to somebody who is trying to seek their talent, nurture it, not only in music, but otherwise. Final
Your
word.
talent is something God, actually I said yesterday I was teaching some youth and I said, talent is your ability. What is it God has put in your hands? Ability. That means you're able to do something. Come on, wake up and do it. Listen, don't do it for the money, do it for the passion. Because if you do it for the money, man, you might be
That's right.
surprised. Don't wait to be surprised. Let you do, explore, give passionately. Money will follow you.
Well, there you go. And of course, maybe the function that you're having over at Kasarani.
Yes, we have a function right now at Kasarani. That church is R something Antioch.
Release International Mission.
International Mission. Because we were like, tumefika, hapo, you know. So you're welcome there. We are actually having a conference and all these musicians are there. We finish on Sunday, that's tomorrow, but one. On Sunday, yeah. Right. You're welcome to come there. We have services right from morning at around 10 o'clock all the way to 6. I tell you, this church has Rwandese, Congolese, Kenyans, every whatever there. You get there, I tell you, there's something called Ishigirimba. These people just dance and say nothing. I tell you, that music just touches you.
Yes. Well, there you go. I mean, you can never have enough time, to listen from all of you. But of course, you can always catch this interview right on our social media platforms, even on YouTube as well. And of course, remember, we will end this as we, pave way for business news. But we'll leave you with somebody's performance just recently at a certain park.
O Holy One, God of victory, burden bearer, the lifter of my head, I lift you high, I exalt you, I adore you. Merciful God, wonderful God, loving God, I praise you, I love you, I adore you, I worship you. Every day I will praise you. Every day I will adore you. Because you
Watch a mouth-watering Kenya Premier League this Saturday. The Leopards battle Nakumatt FC live from Machakos County Stadium starting at 4 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
Coming up on Turning Point International.
I was very mad and very angry, and I was very alone. I felt like the only person I had was myself. And at times I even felt like God wasn't there. The next morning I woke up and I just said, thank you, God, for saving me. I will never do this again.
With a glimmer of hope, Derman stopped using painkillers as promised and even enrolled in college. But he still needed to cope with the anger and bitterness that he desperately wanted to be free of.
I wanted to change more than anything in the world.
Hello, Uncle Alex.
Let me have your phone.
Why?
There are new developments.
I'm listening.
Now, Alex is coming for dinner. I want you to waylay him after the junction and make sure it is Kamau who pulls the trigger.
Yo mimi na partner wangu Mike, tukae kwa gari. Tukakanyaga mafuta ndio hiyo target. Tu wakaanza kupiga risasi.
This week on Africa Leadership Dialogues, Julie Gishuru speaks to Makta Diop, the World Bank Africa Region Vice President on matters Africa and the North and Northeastern Development Initiative.
What we want to do is to avoid that people lose a minimum assets that are accumulated over time. What we saw is that small families, small business accumulate some assets, and once there is a drought or a flood, they lose everything and they have to start from scratch. Right. So these social protection programs are really helping them to protect those assets and to be able to be resilient.
Tune in to KBC Channel 1 this Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome, and let's talk business. The Sacco Society's regulatory authority will create a central liquidity fund to offer safety net for cooperatives and Saccos affected by bad debts. Commissioner for Cooperative Development Mary Mungai says that the growing volume of bad debts in the cooperative movement has seen the government resolve to deregister Saccos that fail to submit their books of account for audit.
Last month, the Sacco Society's regulatory authority started investigations into the Metropolitan National Sacco dealings following claims by some of its members that they could not access their loans and salaries. The government now says a central liquidity fund to shield Saccos from liquidity challenges and offer insurance for members' savings. Commissioner for Cooperative Development Mary Mungai is urging receiver managers to help Saccos recoup part of their monies once they take over institutions that go under.
The people who had, or rather one like Metropolitan, is one of the people being considered by the receiver manager, so that whenever the liquidation takes effect or whatever happens, they will recoup some of their money.
We have a deposit fund which is not operational but is provided for in law. So once that is in place, it will be able to cushion the members if a Sacco fails.
Mungai says the government will deregister Saccos that do not submit their books for audit.
Those ones who have not given us their returns over a 3-year period, we are going to deregister them. So I think that's what has happened.
Next week, the government plans to engage those in the cooperative movement on the Sacco and Cooperative Bill to iron out any outstanding issues.
It is a private bill or something that has come. It is already had gone through the first reading, and since it affects the cooperative movement and of course the working of the State Department of Cooperatives, we need just to study this, and that's what I was telling the movement. Please look at it critically, so that if it is good, we say it is good. If it has issues, we say it has issues.
Saccos were challenged to be more creative in attracting the youth, most of whom remain unbanked.
Cooperative banks scooped 3 awards at the 2018 Banker Africa Awards held in Nairobi last night. Cooperative Bank was named the best retail bank, the best SME bank, and the best investment institution in Kenya. Group Managing Director Gideon Muriuki says the lender has over the years built a model focusing and addressing the long-term goals of the customer.
The fourth edition of the Banker Africa East African Banking Awards 2018 were held last night at a Nairobi hotel to recognize outstanding performance and excellence in the financial services industry. At the ceremony, cooperative banks scooped 3 awards, namely the Best Retail Bank in Kenya, the Best SME Bank in Kenya, and the Best Investment Institution in Kenya.
The Best Retail Bank Award for Kenya, and the winner is Co-op Bank.
Commenting on the awards, Cooperative Bank Group Managing Director Gideon Morioki said, and I quote, "We have over the years worked hard to build a model that enables us to stay close to the customer, listen to their needs, and glean insights on their long-term goals that we can confidently say we are offering the most competitive value proposition that SMEs and retail clients can expect to ever get in this market." End of quote. He says it is the recognition of the unique funding needs of SMEs that the bank negotiated and secured long-term funding from international development finance institutions, essentially to fund SMEs. Kenya Bankers Association CEO Abil Olaka challenged financial institutions to innovate constantly in order to align to new technologies such as blockchain, which are designed to enhance operational efficiency and customer satisfaction.
Only 3 hotels out of 35 across the coastal region have been classified as 5-star hotels in the just concluded classification process. According to the Tourism Regulatory Authority, most hotels in the tourism-rich region have failed to meet the set structural requirements.
The Tourism Regulatory Authority classified and rated 179 tourist establishments and hotels across the North Rift, South Rift and coastal regions with the aim of increasing the competitiveness of Kenya as a tourist destination. In the coastal region, only 3 out of 35 were rated as 5-star. This includes the Medina Palms and Villas in Kilifi County, Leopard Beach Resort and Spa, and the Swahili Beach Resort and Spa in Kwale County.
I think it's a fantastic opportunity for any facility, be it villas, suites or hotels, to take advantage of the classification. Classification is much needed in international industry and tourism. That's what they look at when they send clients, when they promote facilities. It gives you the opportunity to showcase what you have and to take the benefits and to reap the benefits of that classification.
Sarova White Sands Beach Resort and Spa is among those to have dropped its ratings over the past 16 years. English Point Arena, Diani Reef Beach and Spa, Silver Palm Spa and Resort are among the new entries who have managed to clinch a 4-star grading, joining the likes of the Serena Beach Hotel and Spa.
This is a fairly new property, and maybe that's the perception, which becomes reality sometimes. And as I said, it's a process from them as well. It needs to be, when you start something new, it keeps on improving. So the process will improve, the time will improve, and we'll get there where we want to get. So definitely we're going to get in touch with them and review the property.
It's a regional tool that will help us in our marketing initiatives. So we're grateful, and we know as Serena, we offer 5-star services, but the ranking is 4-star. We have nothing, we have no ill feeling about it.
According to the Tourism Regulatory Authority, most hotels have failed to uphold structural and quality standards, hence the major setback in the hotel industry in the region.
Something somewhere seems to have gone wrong, or number 2, because of the poor business, which has happened over time. Facilities have not kept with the renovations and the upgraded required continuously, especially for facilities which are at least susceptible to the weather vagaries because of the nature of the location of those facilities. So we've not penalized anyone, simply because we wanted to be hospitable and say, let us start this thing and urge people to accept it before we go the way of taking someone to court.
TRA has affirmed to collaborate with county governments in investing in training facilities to ensure the industry is run by professionals.
We do not have formal courses, and we are urging training institutions to really start training. Areas like the mixologists, for example, Utalii College doesn't train specialized courses in mixology. Even spa therapists, I don't think we have. We have formal colleges which are training this. A few of them are coming up. So these are some of the areas you find expatriates coming in to fill, specifically to train, mainly to train the locals on these areas. And we believe that once they have trained the locals, after a year or two, the locals should be able to take up.
June Karisa from Mombasa County.